Hey there, how y'all doing? It's me, Zen. It's you, whoever you are over there. Sitting in a new spot today. Got a tree behind me here. We might talk about predictive programming in general, timelines, cycles, ages, epochs, apocalypses. You know, all that good stuff. Clocks, natural time, artificial time. We'll see who gets here. We'll see. I'll wait a few minutes to start this as per usual. I don't really know how I'm going to start this one. I had a show that I wanted to do this morning. I had it. It was right there. It was right there in my brain. You know what I'm talking about, when you got that idea, it's fresh, and you wanted to do it, but I wasn't in a place to do the video. So I was like, I'll do it later. And then it escaped me what it was. But maybe I'll find it as I'm talking here. And if you can't tell, yes, I'm wearing a winter hat because it got below 70. So you guys are probably surprised. I would probably have a snowsuit on right now. It's kind of what we do. We overreact in the South when weather gets below 70. Oh, happy whatever season you're celebrating. If you celebrate anything, happy day. Happy, Day of the Dead, Halloween, All Hallows Eve. Everybody says I say it wrong, but whatever, the Samhain, for all you pagans and witches and warlocks out there. Maybe we'll talk about cycles in the sense of different types of calendars. What time is it? And I really wanted to get into predictive programming from the sense of, and hoaxes too. Sometimes you say predictive programming, and sometimes you say, false flag or hoaxes. And so much of it is scripted reality, and how much of the script is really being played out exactly in order, and how much framework is there, and how much, if you've ever seen a live band or a live show, people will trip on the script. It won't all be played out in the exact fashion every single time. So as these in these reality bubbles that we live in, these times that we live in. Oh, here comes these little guys. You want to see him? Hold on. What up, Wop Wop? Hi, Wop Wop. What are you doing? I don't have any snacks right now. I wish I did. Hi, Wobble Wobble. What are you doing, buddy? You are on the big screen right now. How you feel about that? You got anything to tell your fans? This is a neighborhood gang. Anyway, so as we're on these timelines and these bubbles of reality, they don't. Not every aspect of reality is. Like, you expect something to happen in the future, what you'd consider the future. You'll get it. That's how the universal prime creator, the UPC, the God thing, the goddess thing, the architect, the whole thing, how the spirit works out things for you. But it doesn't necessarily happen and unfold in the exact way that you'd expect it. And in these larger ways that they use coding, gematria, things to play out events, and they can, use The Simpsons or other shows to predictive program something, they're doing it many-fold to get the causation of an event to happen. One being that everybody is in their subconscious and they start to radiate it and manifest it for the people that are doing the magic work. It's what preachers do. They're getting the masses to fulfill the prophecy that they've put into their subconscious that they don't know is sitting there. When you become a magician yourself, you're doing the subconscious work for yourself to spit out a reality. But on a mass scale, you have that happening, plus you have the technological devices going into creating a certain event in the future, and then you have the actual physical things that they're going to do to, if you want to see an event happen. We can all say about certain events that they didn't happen, but we knew they're either false flags or hoaxes or something, but it doesn't mean something didn't occur. Like, for instance, when those 2 buildings fell in New York City years ago, you can't say they didn't fall down, which they did. How that occurred and why in predictive programming is irrelevant to it actually occurring. And I'm not saying that if everyone believed otherwise, it wouldn't have happened. Perhaps not. Maybe if they knew the programming was coming, they would have, collectively, energetically, we would have created a new reality bubble. But nonetheless, this is part of the way that they used magic to create a reality, a holographic matrix, as it were. They use forms of suggestive magic, technological magic. They use media devices to create. The suggestive magic is a main thing that they get to a subconscious, more of an entrainment. You look into my eyes, and the television or these things, they do that, and that radiates an idea. I'll give you a prime example here. As we're getting into a little bit more magic, then we'll get into timelines and epochs and apocalypse scenarios and things. The weather. While we know the weather is technologically modified, they're doing all sorts of things to create the weather. But we also know that we're creative, energetic beings that are putting off. We have an auric field. We have a discharge of energy off of us. If you don't want to call it an auric field, don't do it. Whatever. But we know there's electricity running through us. We know that we are magnetic and electric beings. And you know that there are tribes that can do rain dances to bring rain out of the sky. If you've ever sat and looked at a cloud, you can bust clouds. You know cloud busting? You can sit there and stare at a cloud and make it, you can erase it. Plenty of people have done this. We know how to do it, right? So there is a technological aspect and a suggestive aspect to creating the weather. If everybody gets up in the morning and looks at the weather, the weatherman says it's going to be 100% chance of rain. And enough people watch that and they go, oh, it's going to rain today. They have literally manifested. They're manifesting that rain. The weatherman, what does he need to tell you that for? Now, if everybody woke up and they didn't have an idea, who knows if it would have rained? What if everybody goes, screw that weatherman, I want sunshine today, and despite all of the technology that they're putting into the sky to seed the clouds and everything they're doing, and we just energetically said no, and we envisioned and put out of our bodies a radiant energy to dissipate the clouds, it wouldn't rain, despite them saying it's a 100% chance of rain, because why would you believe them anyways? So they're using so many levels of some are, and then you have real magical powers. You know, there's suggestive and there's technological and there's a few others. Look at this little guy. What up, buddy? What are you doing? I don't have any snacks right now. Okay, so that's the example I want to give, because whether you know it or not, you're helping to, at least on a micro plane, and a micro level, just in your general vicinity. I mean, think about even the cartoons. You see somebody like murping around and there's a cloud over their head raining on them, but nowhere else, because their bad attitude is bringing that. It's literally how it works. But we're doing it collectively so we can create different weather patterns and weather phenomena. Now, this is not just the weather, it's all sorts of different things. You could, if you've done the rice experiment, you know exactly how this works. You put energetics and a thought into something. I just found the video that I wanted to make earlier today. And it's about how magic and prayer, and it's the same exact thing. and these different types of, if someone's a real deal, they understand Christian mysticism and what it means to what Jesus or God and having trust in the Creator, what this means. It's the same as someone that knows how magic works. It's the same as somebody that knows how the power of the mind and suggestion works. If you've ever done the rice experiment, Masaru Emoto, if you don't know, look it up. I've done it plenty of times, and every single time it happens exactly how it should happen. So, you have to think, when people pray the right way and they have a complete expectation of something occurring and they leave it alone, that's what you do in magic. It's the same thing. When you pray for something, you don't pray for it 1,000 times. You pray for it once and you go, of course it will occur. It's no different. It's literally the same thing as doing a magical act and saying, hey, here I'm going to put a candle here, I'm going to put some water here, I'm going to focus my attention and say, I want this to occur. And then, or to make a sigil, to make something. It's no different. Somebody prays, somebody's doing magic. It's the same thing. And now when people are using technology and doing it on a mass scale, it's the same thing that preachers are doing to make all of the people in the pews do the work for them, for what they're suggesting. And this is what the media does. However, it doesn't need to work that way. Now, what does this have to do with timelines and epochs and apocalypses and things and predictive programming? There are events that technologically there's not much you're going to be able to do about. If say there was a house that was dilapidated, and they were going to come through and knock it down, that's going to be a physical, the world, that's what's going to happen. You're not going to be like, oh, if I just think hard enough, tomorrow that will be a perfectly new house. Yeah, you can do that in the dream world, and there's a certain reality to that. If you hope and expect, maybe one day that will be but there is a physical aspect to this. So, and this is what I'm using the example of predictive programming, there are physical events that will and can occur based upon somebody in the past going, okay, here's what's going to happen on these dates. We're going to use gematria, and we're going to line up this way, and we're going to plan it out this way, and here's how the play is played out, and here's what we'll do. It's no different on the mass scale. So, if I were to say timing and epochs and cycles and things, where are we now? And on the grand scheme of things, a lot of people, well, it's the great changing of the ages, there's so many things happening, huh? What everybody should be preparing for? I mean, we're looking right at it. We're looking at what some aspects of the magical world, what they're doing, and to bring about some alteration, some change in the world, major change. We're watching supply chains get all screwed up. We're watching did you see that volcano in overseas? Because we're in America here for most of us, and some people aren't. La Plata, I think it's called, and it's been volcanoing for quite a few days now. And they come out the other day and said they were thinking about bombing it, so it would take the volcano in another direction, so it wouldn't ruin another part of the city. Now, interesting thing about that is predictive programming will show you there's been a lot of predictive programming about the Golden Gate Bridge and the San Andreas Faults. And there's been a lot of predictive programming about New York City, the Statue of Liberty, and floods and tsunamis. And that exact place, that exact island, there was a look at this little guy. What up, homie? What you doing? And there was a cartoon about 10 years ago that was literally explaining what's happening right now. That what will happen is if they decide to drop a bomb on it, they could implode the whole thing, and then chunks of it will fall off so big, will fall off into the ocean that will cause a tsunami. So it will end up on the east coast of the U.S. with 100-meter tidal waves. Now, whether or not it's man-made or that's a natural occurring event is irrelevant, but we can't say we haven't seen crazy things happen. Towers fall, buildings fall, crazy events that just seem out of place. How many churches that caught fire that shouldn't have, the basilica, there's all sorts of crazy stuff. How many people live where there's hurricanes, manufactured or not? And I think most people understand that it's somewhat encouraged and manufactured. These things are planned out well in advance. So what's not to say that it isn't already in place? There's a tsunami coming to New York. What's to say there isn't? I'm not trying to suggest to people to believe that, but that is a major thing that I don't have control over. Someone over there dropping a bomb on a volcano that could cause the entire East Coast to be. Could we put out enough good intentions and jump into a new timeline or a new reality? Sure, I suppose we could. But in the flow of things, if we're in this realm, it looks pretty much like that's what the whole plan is, right? So I would suggest for people to at least, if you're going to stay on this timeline, be somewhat prepared. That pay attention to what's going on over there. Even if the news is scripted, and even if a lot of it is, again, even if it is hoaxy and scripted, it's still occurring. Understand? Like whenever we talk about like, oh, the Boston Marathon or something like this, it didn't really happen. Well, it did happen. It just didn't happen like, it didn't happen just so happenstance. You know what I mean? So I would pay attention to that, because if we're not paying attention to everything that's been going on with the economics in this country, with how many people are quitting and out of work, how many things are going on. The news gives you some fake news, obviously, and they're exaggerating some things, but other things, whether or not it was planned to happen or not, it is occurring. So we might take heed to the fact, okay, what? We already know that the food supply shortage is planned and on purpose. It was told to us years ago that they were going to. And is it happening? Is the cost of things going up? Is it harder to find food? Are they paying farmers to throw out crops? All of these are true. Do we have ships do we have cargo ships that are sitting at sea right now? Yes. Is it for the reasons they say? No. But are they sitting out there? Yes. Prices going up? Is gas prices going up? Or meat prices going up? Yes. So these things are unavoidable. Are we getting into beyond inflation, into hyperinflation? Yes. So we might consider these as like, whether or not they suggested, we didn't create that out of their suggestion. It's something that they did with technology and with organized events. So you might consider apocalyptic scenarios. Hey, CDC already told you there might be a zombie apocalypse, huh? See people that are acting all funny and weird these days. People told you that 5G can control things magnetically, electrically. You're already controlled somewhat by, obviously, you're controlled by the TV, what to buy, what to believe. Most of you know better, and you're out of that. And you're out of that. What up, bye-bye? Hi, bye-bye, good to see you. Hi. Hi. Okay. Toodles. Hi, baby. So you guys are out of that. You've been deprogrammed of that. You still have to deal with the after effects of the programming, because other people around you are so affected by the programming that, well, you're not affected. That you go, I wonder why I'm hungry for McDonald's after watching a commercial during you're watching a basketball game and it comes out, you're like, I really want something. You know why it's occurring, so you just go. But everybody around you, right? They're like, we gotta now do that with other events and other things that are happening. You can watch it happen, but you still have to deal with that, you know? YOLO. And on mass scale, of course we have. So, do I know what's occurring? Do I know what do you know? Yes. But is the price of beef still up? Might there be some type events that are tsunamis? What's to say no? It would appear sure. Now, timeline jumping and epochs and getting out of body and seeing other realms, the plasma apocalypse and zombies, I still don't take that off the plate of something that could happen in this reality here. Can you jump out of this and go and, sure, I think so. I mean, for anybody that's been out of body before and it's been this vivid that you can do the same shit and you're just like, oh shit, and everything is this physical, this real, and you could probably just stay in that reality if you wanted. But most of us, we come back to this reality because we're like, you can't just let people here not know. You can't let people here just like fucking nah. You come back to help people because people get stuck. They get stuck in realities. They get stuck in reality tunnels. They get stuck in their mind of what they believe things to be. Especially people that don't understand the only thing you're here to remember to do is how to take memory through death. That is literally the action of going into the dream world, getting out of body, remembering your dream, and coming back here and remembering you were there. Like Inception, but doing that on multiple levels. That's about what it is. And to make your dreams as vivid as this right here. And then what you can do is when you get really good, you take that and you put it into this reality. Now, in small doses, everyone does this. You start thinking about something, somebody calls you. You're like, man, I haven't seen a blue Lamborghini and I don't think I've ever seen one. And all of a sudden, just one rolls by. You're creating that. So you can start to manifest that in this reality at some point. And you can't just leave people here. That's the bigger point. A lot of people are stuck and there's so much to be done here. So much to. Now you're just trying to open people's minds to realize it's a lot more. Reality is a lot more malleable and moldable, and stretchable and shapeable. However, there is that hard knock to the here it is. This tree is right there. Your body is right there. So, apocalyptic scenarios and shit, man. You better be keen. You better know how to fast. You better know how to, simple survival things. You better stock up. They weren't kidding. They said it's gonna be a dark winter. It's gonna be blah blah blah. Like, they're not joking, even though they planned it. You just go, oh okay. Have your things you're gonna need. Have places that you could, especially if you live on the East Coast or the West Coast for that matter, for whatever reason. I mean, obviously, all of California is a hot bag of trash to begin with, as far as I can tell. And the East Coast is, we'll see. We'll see. You should just have that option available and know that, like, well, I mean, would you really want to live in the filthy disgustingness of how, like, people that say they love New York City, I'm like, no, you don't. You just like saying that. You do not. There's some cool things about New York City, but I've been there a couple times. I'm like, I don't know anything about it. It's too many people, nobody to talk to. Everybody's out to get theirs. You live in a shoebox for, like, what? For what? Everybody's just snarky, quick. Like, I mean, for what? Because you can walk out, there's a slice of pizza there, and you can watch a homeless dude chase down a pigeon and cook it on the I mean, cool, it's fun, I get it, but is that life? Is that really what's up? Would people really, if you had your druthers, if you could really choose where to be, would anybody really know? The only people who choose that is the people that only know that. They don't have like a buffet menu of here's all the things you could do. You could move to Thailand, to Paris. You could move to and you could, but they don't even know what that looks like. They don't even know what it feels like. They're like, they just know New York, right? Would you really choose that? I don't think so. All I'm saying is, in the long, infinite list of things and places and stuff that could be going on in reality, you need to take a larger gander at what is possible in the world. It's like right now, let me give you an example. To connect more to your dream world, so it connects more with this, it works in both directions. If I'm checking right now, am I awake or am I in a dream? I think I'm awake here, and this is solid work. Let me see if I can levitate. Now, I'm in dreams sometimes that I'll check, and it's this real. I'm telling you, I can read a book, and I can look at a phone, and I can look at a bird, and it's the exact same, this thing. So if you've never had a dream this bright, and I have to go, the only way I can really tell the difference is because I can levitate, and I can fly. I'll just levitate. I go, oh, I'm in this other realm now. Here, that's the only thing, that's all I got going for me right now. So soon enough, I'll probably be able to levitate here. So what that does is it also reminds you while you're in your dream to check, and then you come back here and check, and you start treating this like a dream. You start having the thoughts that you would in dreams here. All the cool shit you can do in dreams, you can do it here too. You manifest out of the infinite abyss of nothing into this physical reality. Take the dare I say the meta realm, the mind realm, the non-nothing realm, the space of non-duality, of non-thought, and then poof, bring it into existence, and it starts to tesseract, to fold, and create something upon itself to become this physical thing. It kind of works that way. I know I kind of jumped around in a couple concepts here because I had the show that I wanted to do earlier about magic and paganism and prayer, and then the title of the show. So I'm kind of all over the map with this, but hopefully that was something to chew on. Had a few moments to kill because who's up in here? Hey, what's up, McKeep? What are you doing? What's up, Fire Drake? Mr. Manion. What's up? I am healed. Oh no shit! He warned. Yeah, he warned on Norbs. Fucking I dig Norbs, man. And he warned on his go to. Stan. Yeah, that's why I was saying you get that both coasts. The coding that I got, I only got introduced to the New York. I mean, I always knew all of the movies and all the coding was like the Statue of Liberty, the city getting hit. But the coding that I was reading a lot about last year, I think most people heard me talking about it, because it's hard to know what the timeline is for the people that are making they're pushing that reality. I don't know what it is, but it was all about the Golden Gate Bridge, the San Andreas Fault, and then Yellowstone was another one, and then now this New York thing. Now this one's just, to me, just popped out of nowhere. Even though I think it's just something that was always in the back of my mind. What's up, C Noble? Oh, you looked at the full-on volcano map? There are a lot of, and also there was mass coronal ejaculations or ejections or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? That just happened yesterday. There was like major ones. Yep, everything's erupting. People going to full nuclear mode. Quitting shit. Everybody's going mental. Or at least imploding. I mean, it looks like people are exploding. They're pissed. So what we do is we take the explosion and we invert it. Implode it. Implosive technology. We take that centripetal force and turn it to centrifugal force. So one is spitting out and radiating, and one is forcing in. And you just take the energy they would out. It's the out breath of people who'd be like, "What the fuck is this bullshit?" And you go and collect it all, and then compress it. That's I mean, that's how reality has always worked. It's the Shakti and the Shiva. It's the in breath, the out breath, the night and the day, the on and the off. The set, reset, set, the on. Heliopolis. That fucking sucks, yo. Fire Drake, yeah, I just got to the things a second ago. Hey, McKee, what you mean? Anyone can any meet yet? Have any of us met in person before? Is that what you're asking? I mean, I've met many people off here. I've talked to a lot of people on here, but I don't know that anybody on here now, if that's what you're asking. What's up, musicians? What you doing, yo? I want to go back to Tartaria, man. Yeah. What's up, Spirit Bow Terror? What y'all doing? Yeah, so I'll probably be kicking with you guys for a few more seconds. Oh, happy also Oktoberfest. I think it's about to start getting busy over here because so we just had New Orleans. Just had a Crew of Boo. So if you know, parades are a really big thing here. Mardi Gras parades and shit, but we throw them all the time. And we just had one for Halloween. And now literally next door to me here is a German house. It's called the Deutsch House, and they're doing Oktoberfest there, like a big Oktoberfest. They got outdoor bands and shit. It's about to be wild, Joe. Totally forgot about that. And I think they're starting up just about, 4 o'clock? Oh, it's a little early, so I guess they're probably starting at 5. Like a tent set up, people are parking. It's about to get wild. Maybe I'll take you guys in there, or perhaps show you the cool shit from the roof. Or maybe, I don't know. We'll see. Or we'll just sit out front and yammer with the passerbys. If you guys want to go in, I'll take you in, but somebody you gotta donate here. You gotta donate. It's like $8 to get in. So if somebody wants to help me, and you're always welcome to, support the cause of me living, not on the streets. CashApp, PayPal, and Venmo. It's in the description box. TsarXen, capital XEN. You'll see it beneath. I appreciate it. And if you guys want me to, just put it in the notes. Say, go to that motherfucking thing. I want to see some polka music. And go eat some and I really want to eat some sauerkraut. I never eaten there before. It's funny, it's next door, but it has odd hours because it's like a German house where it's like, it's kind of like local. That's what it is. So it's only open weird hours, but then they do festivals. There's a bar in there, and anybody can go in, but it's just like, it's like local. If you're German, you go there. I guess I'm German. I don't know. I could look German today. And I do love kraut. So, yeah. What the fuck else am I talking about? Yeah, donations are great, and it also I'm kind of running on fumes these days. due to, I don't know, a bunch of bullshit. Yes. Oh, did anybody do any canning of meat? Oh, I don't can meat, and I don't have enough room to do canning of anything. Although I do love pickled beets, and I do like canning foods when I have a big enough kitchen. And I just don't. I live in the city, so I don't have a garden to do that shit. I would have to. It'd be more expensive and more time consuming than just buying some canned goods, you know. So end of the world supplies. I highly suggest people get on that shit now, yo. For real. Especially there's a few countries that are definitely going to be like the U.S. is already set up for fucking not having like food shortages and shit for a lot of reasons. One, because people are going to hear about it and then start overbuying now. Then we already have a backup, so it's a double backup. And then people see empty shelves, so then people even more so go in and they hoard everything. So there'll be the hoarders to begin with, and the shelves will be empty and no restock. So we're already behind, so it'll be behind twice as much. So it'll be chaos in some places. If you're not comfortable with not eating a lot, if you're not comfortable with fasting, if you're not comfortable with just like, you know, relaxing, if you got to eat every day and you got shit, you know, it's gonna be problems for people. That's why they say like people in the cities are gonna have more problems, because there's just too much of a dynamic of too much consumption, too much going on, you know. Hollyhocks jelly, I don't even know what that is. Lost History, Flat Earth 2-in-1. That's the new ones. So it's something new. It's something new that he released. It's not just the because I watched both of his series. It's something brand new. Mr. Manion. Mr. Manion's in the building. I don't like cold weather, but luckily tomorrow it should be warm back up to like 72, I think 73. So tomorrow there will be outdoor events. So again, if you guys are interested in just helping me out anyways, feel free. You know where it's at. Cash App, PayPal beneath in the description box. And also, if you need any assistance on health-related issues, you know, hit me up at Theoluminous, TheoluMinous @gmail. It means Godlight. You can hit me up there for anything. And yeah, Spirit though. So like it, okie dokie. But tomorrow definitely will be out and about with things. There should be some festivities tomorrow. Maybe some live music I can take you to. So maybe a 2-for-1. Maybe you guys get to see some German Scheiße music and some polka tonight, and then tomorrow we can see some real deal New Orleans shit. We'll see. Hey, you know what? That's good enough, man. Hey, I watched all of his videos and I had to speed his voice up to like 175. I could have probably put it 2 and it was fine. I think I might have done 2, so it sped through pretty good and his voice sounded better. He just talks a little too slow for my ears to capture. I was just like, oh, speed up just a little bit. So I'm in it. So an hour and 21 it turns into 40 minutes, right? 30 something. Well, yeah, 40 minutes. And fruit leather. I ain't even got a car, man. I've been training for the end of the world, man. When these shits don't work. I've been using my feet and bike and kayak, man. Well, I ain't got a bike right now, actually. What's that movie with Woody Harrelson? It's not the Zombieland. The rules for the zombie apocalypse. Got to keep up that keep up that cardio. Yeah, that cardio, yeah. Oh, and so here's some supplies too that will be very valuable if things do turn into any sort of end of the world tradable barter system scenario. Good tobacco, alcohol, chocolate, things that are like really like comfort is what's needed. And everybody, like, if people like tobacco, it brings them comfort. People like alcohol, it brings them comfort. People like chocolate, comfort. You know what I'm saying? And it's easily you can have a lot of it. You know, it's gonna be more. Everybody always talks about silver and gold. What are you gonna do with it? What are you gonna do with it? End of the world comes around. You could walk into somebody you could have broke into the Fort Knox and got yourself a brick of gold. Like, hey, let me get some fruit off that tree. And you got a brick of gold. They're gonna laugh and like, what am I gonna do with that? See, people always talk about that. Oh, you know, the end of the world, it's gonna be valuable, gold and silver. No, it won't. You gotta get, you know, it doesn't even make sense. Use your mind, use your brain. What would be valuable? Gotta get back into that. Just what are the basics, and then what are the comforts? That's what's valuable. Comfort is the most valuable thing, really. Health, whatever can cause people health and comfort, because they kind of, you know, go hand in hand. Health, comfort, joy. Those are what people will pay for. Health, comfort, and joy. And I mean, prior to that, what do they need? You need the essentials. But then everything else, like gold is an essential. Gold isn't even tradable. Silver isn't essential or tradable. Copper might be, because there's things that you can do and it's plentiful. But because it's easily accessible, it's everywhere. It's like in that building, it's in the walls, there's wire everywhere. Copper would be, you know, copper would have more value in the future if a reversal happened. If the reset is a reversal of things, I mean, think about it. If everything's upside down now and everything's backwards, just flip the price of things on its head. That's what it would look like. Gold is the most expensive, silver is the second, copper is the third. It would flip around because it's the most usable resource. Fruits would. Who wouldn't? I mean, water would be, well, I mean, it would maintain what value water should have. Clean water would be super valuable. What's that? Rango? Watch that movie Rango, man. What do you think they've been doing? That's what they've been doing by poisoning water. Just learn how to clean water. Oh, and here's where very important. Here, clean your own water. Shibambu. Drink your goddamn piss. What's up, Melissa? What you doing? Oh yeah, the tunes. Music will be very important. That's definitely very important. So better have some friends that know how to, drum, play guitar, and not just those. You're not just that weird kid at the beach that plays the one song to get the chick to go home and give them head. Better know some musicians, or learn how to do it yourself, and somebody that knows how to be creative cooking. Then you'd find out really what soul cooking is, what soul food is. natural, it'd be all no electronics and analog systems. See how analog systems work? People that really everything is needed to be electrically done, they're gonna have a hard time. But it is getting a little chilly, and I do have to Oceanside. You know that. Yeah, boy. There's a band called Oceanside you might like. If you don't know them, check them out. But I gotta go run inside because I think I just got a text. I gotta go run inside, and you guys, as always, have fun. And Melissa, I'll try to talk to you tonight. I know I put it off. I had some shit to do yesterday too. I'll try to talk to you tonight or tomorrow. Even though tomorrow's about to be busy. I'll get at you. I'll talk to you soon. And everybody else, you know my email, theoluminous@gmail.com. And I always do take your generous donations because, well, kind of running on fumes here. Stay well, be weird. Always be yourself because everyone else is taken. Help yourself first, because if you're not helped and you're not taken care of, how can you help anyone else? Remember that. But then always make sure you take care of each other. And stay goofy. I got to get out of here and go charge my phone, and we'll see what happens tonight. But stay groovy, stay cool. Maybe I might see you guys later tonight if I do a video. If somebody gave me a couple bucks, I'll go over there. And we'll have a party with schnitzel and sauerkraut and some German lagers. Prost. Cheers, everybody. We'll talk soon.